and with a team like this, you need to lure out the hard counter to the steel type. So Excadrill comes out right here. Not the counter we want to see because it could defeat our entire team. What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Ox here with another video. If you're new to the channel, we do upload Pokemon Go content mostly related to PvP. And if you're a returning subscriber like Devin Devori, thank you for the support. In today's video, we are taking a look at some battles in the Open Master League level 50, but we are using not only a triple non-legendary team, but also a triple level 40 team. So of course, with the maximum level in this league being 50, our Pokemon are going to be severely under-leveled, and that of course is going to mean that we are at a huge disadvantage going into each of these matchups. The team we'll be utilizing today is Dragonite Double Steel with Excadrill and Metagross, and while this is a pretty strong ABB line, you are going to lose a couple of matchups simply because you are under-leveled, and the difference in level is going to be very difficult to overcome in a lot of these matchups. This is not a challenge I would recommend testing. You of course are going to lose a lot more than you win in the long run, but for the sake of season 11 in an unranked season, I thought we'd test it out. If you enjoy this type of content, please consider leaving a like on the video. It really helps the channel grow. Leave a comment down below, and without any further ado, let's jump into the first battle right now. Alright, so jumping into the Open Master League with an under-leveled non-legendary team, you could see Excadrill would be very challenging on the opponent's side. But the first matchup, we're kicking this off with a horrible lead. Dragonite into Dialga, gonna swap out into the Excadrill. Typically, I actually like to swap out into Metagross as the safe switch, but in this case, I went into Excadrill, and the opponent comes in with a Landorus Therian form. Now, Landorus can tank a couple of Rock Slides here, and since we can't really Mud Shot down, it is a pretty comfortable matchup for the opponent. They're going to overfarm quite a bit. No point to shield the superpower here because they have a lot of energy and they could just throw back to back if we do. Now from this point, I actually decided to come in with the Metagross instead of the Dragonite, try and get some nice farm right here. And they do have a Stone Edge, so I didn't really want to shield that on the Dragonite. Going to commit to the farm down here, and if they come with Dialga, we could potentially throw a Earthquake, but they come in with Zacian instead. So this is an interesting choice here from the opponent, going for the Meteor match right here, which gets the shield. And now they can throw back-to-back moves, but they are likely to lower their own defense with the close combat, which means that they are going to be taking a lot of damage from the Bullet Punch. So they're forced to swap out here into the Dialga. So at this point, we have a bunch of energy. I'm just going to go straight for the Earthquake immediately, and the opponent lets it go through, huge damage, swap out into Dragonite. And I was questioning right here if I made a mistake, because the opponent could potentially take us out right here with a Play Rough. So I throw the Dragon Claw. Don't want him to overfarm too much energy because we're in close combat range, of course. I do reach the Dragon Claw, but it's CMP tie. Opponent throws the Wild Charge, hanging on with 1 HP and an absolute dream. Dragon Claw coming through. Opponent looks like they did not want the smoke. Force closing that app. They didn't want none of this level 40 smoke. Exiting the match early, just like Manchester United or PSG in the Champions League. And we're gonna hop into match number 2. Dragonite into Melmetal right here. Another horrible lead to see. We are going to swap out into Metagross, and even Excadrill in the endgame would have a pretty difficult matchup with Melmetal because it does lose to superpower, but the opponent is going to bring in a Garchomp right here. So actually, if Garchomp is running Dragon Tail without Sand Tomb, this is a matchup that we could potentially win in the 2 shields with Metagross. The problem is that leaving no shields for Excadrill against Melmetal could be problematic unless we have a massive energy lead, so not the best scenario, and the opponent does end up having Sand Tomb. So I'm just going to no shield everything here and then come back in with the Dragonite. I did consider coming in with the Excadrill and just going for the complete farm down, and maybe that would be a play to consider, but I wasn't exactly sure if I'd be able to farm down because it's still relatively healthy. Mud Shot doesn't do too much damage, so the Melmetal comes back in. I'm going to swap out, and right here, have to make a call. They do bait us with the Rock Slide. You hate to see it. Groudon in the back, and of course at this point the game is pretty much over because Groudon is going to outpace us to those Fire Punches, even with Dragon Tail's the fast move. Still a losing matchup here for the Excadrill. So my only play here is to try and stall out this switch timer hope to swap out into the Dragonite before Groudon could reach the next Fire Punch, and then we need to have a Drill Run stored on the Excadrill, because even if we do swap out, the Dragonite basically could get farmed down by the Melmetal, at which point they could bank a superpower, knock out the Excadrill. So nothing we could do right there, just gonna back out of that match. I don't want the smoke, so we are 1-1 heading into match number 3. So jumping into this next match, we have Dragonite into Mamoswine, another horrible lead right here for the level 40 team. Gonna swap out into Metagross, and the opponent brings in Kyogre. So this is looking like hard counter city right here. Just gonna go straight for the Earthquake. And the opponent doesn't need to shield at this point, but they do. And looking at the CP, the opponent is actually also running a team that is under leveled for the Open Master League. The Mamoswine looked like it was about level 40, and this Kyogre looks like it might be maybe level 41 or so. So we come back in with the Dragonite. I was counting here, and if I recall correctly, this was not enough for a Blizzard, so I decided to no shield. It was, however, enough for a Thunder, so I'm going to look to throw the Dragon Claw here on the potential CMP tie, or just before it. Dragon Claw comes through, takes, oh no, they shield actually, so they go double shield on the Kyogre, swap out into Mamoswine. So now we are going to come in with Excadrill. We still have 2 shields here, so we do have to respect the Avalanche. Going to shield up, and then look to overfarm a little bit just past the Rock Slide, and hopefully take out this Mamoswine here, at which point the Kyogre will come back in. I believe it has a move or 1 Waterfall short, and Waterfall is going to hurt, as you could see, so we have to shield here, throw the next move immediately. We cannot afford to overfarm, take out the Kyogre, and just hope they have something in the back. Extremely weak to Excadrill, and it happens to be a Dialga, the opponent backing out right there. Excadrill able to win the game, putting fear in the opponent's eyes. And let's hop into the next one. We have Dragonite into a Shadow Snorlax. This is definitely an XL Snorlax, but still a winnable matchup right here for the Dragonite. So I'm going to throw the Dragon Claw here, possibly tank 1 Body Slam. And then of course we do need to swap out because we are running an ABB team, and with a team like this you need to lure out the hard counter to the Steel type. So Excadrill comes out right here, not the counter we want to see because it could defeat our entire team. So going straight for the Earthquake, hoping they think it's a bait, but they don't fall for it. So a nice shield there from the opponent. We do have a 2 shield advantage right here, so I'm actually going to let the Metagross go down here, come in with my own Excadrill, and look to take it out with a Drill Run. Now they are going to win CMP, of course, so this is a little bit tricky right here. I should look to overfarm a little bit. No, I'm just going to throw immediately right here. Drill Run coming through. This should take out the opposing Excadrill, and now the opponent will come back into Snorlax. I honestly should just swap out into the Dragonite right here, because if it's superpower, we basically get one shot. But they do bait us with the Body Slam. That is pain, and probably how it feels to be Manchester United getting knocked out of the Champions League. Drill Run on the Snorlax, and I try outpacing to the move right here, and an absolutely incredible swap right there into the Lugia to catch the Drill Run. And now we can't really swap out, so my hope here is to land 2 Rock Slides. Thought I could outpace this next one before they reach the Sky Attack, and obviously that was wishful thinking because they are going to throw first. Dragonite's going to come back in, and at level 40 we don't really have much play right here, not even able to reach the Dragon Claw, so we are going to be taken out right here and end up losing that game. Very well played by the opponent, definitely got outplayed in that matchup. But let's see if we could salvage the 3-2 set here in the final battle. We have Dragonite into Mewtwo. This is a decent lead here, but of course we do need to swap out at some point, so I think the best play is to try and catch the Side Strike onto the Metagross. The opponent though holds off from throwing, so we do have to respect the potential Shadow Ball or Focus Blast. And this is actually a matchup that's a lot worse for Metagross as a level 40. And now we see the Lugia come in, which is also a little bit worse. As a level 40, we do lose in the 0 shields, whereas a level 50, we would be able to win this match in these zeros. So gonna go for the Meteor Mash right here. Opponent is going to shield once. We do survive an Aero Blast, so I'm not going to shield this. Go for another Meteor Mash, and the opponent could probably let this go through and survive. So we'll see if they want to shield or not. And they actually do end up using both shields. So at that point, I decide to swap out into the Dragonite. Don't want to get farmed down. Going to throw the Dragon Claw right here, and the opponent of course survives that. very comfortably. They reach another move, should only be a sky attack. I need to preserve this shield for the Mewtwo in the back, so I let that go through. They swap out into Dialga, which is actually pretty good right here because we're going to get off this chip damage with the Dragon Claw. We're so low and they are switch locked. So now we could come in with Excadrill, hoping to outpace to this drill run right here. This should be enough to knock out the Dialga. Is it going to be? Bang! Yes, it is. Dialga gets taken out right there. Lugia comes back in instead of the Mewtwo. So I think the lose con here is for us to shield, because Mewtwo could then potentially take us out once we're down shields. Would still be tight because we have such a big energy lead, but we're able to farm down and we end up salvaging a 3-2 set as a level 40 non-legendary team in the Open Master League. Now I should mention that despite the success you saw in this set right here, we did go 7-8 overall, which is a losing record, and this was actually the only positive set with this team. So this is not a team that will win in the long run if you're running level 40 Pokemon, but if it's level 50, definitely will have some play. If you enjoyed this video, please consider leaving a like and a comment down below, and if you'd like to see more content like this, consider subscribing.